Okay guys, we are outside on an absolutely glorious day at the corner of Phillips Lane, and you can see from what I'm going to show you in just a second here that there is a huge amount of energy in these few protesters, and they're here to protest the Shrine Circus. Obviously, Shrine is not directly responsible for the animals' care or treatment, but they are a contract with Circus, which is putting on this circus. And we just want to hear from a few of you guys who are holding signs. Would you talk to us on Facebook Live?
Sure.
What's your name?
Anna.
Hi Anna, tell me why you're here today and talk to me about the sign you're holding.
Well, I firmly believe that there's no reason for this. I'm not entertained by this. It's not natural, and the way they get to do these wild animals, these things, is not the same as the way you get a dog to sit or roll or play dead. So, I mean, we can be entertained in many other ways that don't involve animal abuse.
Now tell me, are you from Louisville?
Well, I live here now, but I'm not original from here.
But you haven't come to town for this specific protest?
No, I live here.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Anna. Appreciate you. Would you like to talk to us? No. Sign. The bullhooks are the pieces of equipment that are used to make the animals do what the trainers want them to do, and that has been one of the things that a lot of people have really objected to, is the inappropriate or cruel use of bullhooks. They are often said to just be used as a reminder or to tap, but in fact there are lots of videos online that show them being used in a very cruel way. Do you want to talk to us on Facebook? Sure. What's your name?
Lauren Dinsford.
Hey Lauren, are you a Louisvillian?
I'm from Jeffersonville.
Okay, good. So you have not just come to town for the protest. You actually are a local who wants to participate.
Yes.
Okay, very important. Sure. Tell me about your feelings about the circus.
I'm actually really new to it. Marquita, my good friend, asked me to come with her, and I'm learning a lot of things that disturb me greatly, and it's not okay.
What's one of the things that has really caught your attention?
Just, well, one thing I didn't know, the reason that they put the decorative things around their legs is to hide the chain marks. That's insanity. The more you hear people talk about it, I can tell I'm going to do a lot of Googling tonight.
You're getting some support, which is really good. Marquita, sounds like you know a lot about this. Talk to me about your experience with dealing with the circuses.
Well, it's something I've been passionate about my whole life. I love animals. I've loved animals ever since I was a kid. There was a PETA magazine laying in the break room at work one time, and I brought it home and we read it, and I started doing the research online, and I found out more and more what cruelty is involved in making these exotic animals do what you want them to do, because that's not what they were bred to, that's not what they were born to do. They're born to be free, and I'm passionate about it. We're out here every time. If anybody's interested, all you have to do is go online to do the research, and if I can put one thought in one child's mind or one adult's mind that this might be wrong, then maybe we can start to change the world even more.
What do you say to people who say that PETA is an outlier organization of radicals that do more harm than good?
Well, I say that PETA is very aggressive in their movements sometimes, but that's nothing to compare to what these animals go through, because PETA is out there and people see that, but they don't see this. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes and how these animals are broke down to do what we want them to do.
What would you say to people who say you're attacking Shrine Circus by having this protest, and the work the Shriners do?
Well, the Shriners, actually this money does not go to the children. The money goes to the Shriners fraternity. Doesn't have anything to do with going to the children, and all you have to do is do the research on that as well to find out. Don't take my word for it.
Thanks, Marquita.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. All right, let's go down here. Look at all the stations are here. We've got a dog who's also participating in this. Tell me what your names are.
Hi, my name is Marguerite, and I'm here to stop the exhibition and exploitation of animals, period, particularly in the garden circus today.
Okay, and you are?
My name is Jessica, and this is Gerald.
Hi, Gerald. Come here. How you doing, buddy?
And we are here to stand up for other animals like him.
Very good. What's your experience, just so I know, with protesting circuses? Are you guys local?
We are actually from Indy, and this is my first one.
And this is This is probably like my 8th year protesting circuses. I lived in Los Angeles and we successfully shut down Ringling Brothers.
Are you guys members of PETA?
I am, yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the organization. I know that there is a lot of misinformation that goes out around about it, and I'd like to give you a chance while you hold your sign to talk about what it is and how you feel it affects this kind of protest.
Sure, absolutely. Well, first of all, these protests, all protests of this nature, basically are taking place standing on the shoulders of PETA's actions and activities and research over the past 20 years. So we wouldn't be here at all without PETA, is the truth about it. They have been single-handedly responsible for reducing the suffering of animals worldwide in so many areas, including performance and entertainment, and all kinds of animals of all kinds, and particularly now trying to get wild animals from being exploited.
Well, there's a lot of focus on the elephants. What kind of other abuses are witnessed by PETA members who go undercover to animals like the tigers and the monkeys and the bears and the lions?
Well, all animals don't do this for fun. They are all either, bred in captivities, even though they're wild animals, or they're extracted from the wild, and made to perform these incredibly, ridiculously unnatural acts that put terrible stress on them, make them ill, make them attack each other, as well as become a danger to the human population. They are really a public safety hazard, and that's why we need a federal law to keep wild animals from being privately owned for entertainment or any other reason. They really all belong in sanctuaries or back in their native habitats in Africa or in India.
Do you think that animals who've been circus animals are able to be released back into the wild?
No, they're absolutely not. What they can do, though, is there are sanctuaries who are ready and happy to accept them, as what happened when Ringling Brothers Circus shut down, and a lot of their elephants and other wild animals have gone to sanctuaries. Not enough of them. They haven't released enough of them, but a lot of them have been.
So I'm curious about PETA's standpoint as well on zoos, because we have an absolutely amazing zoo here in Louisville, which has a lot of natural habitats, and I've suggested that personally as an alternative to people who say they want to go to the circus, to go to Cirque Louis, which is all acrobatic acts, and to go to the zoo to see the animals in their natural habitat, which are animals that can't be released back into the wild. So I just would love to hear what PETA's position is on that.
Well, first of all, I just want to, make it clear that while I'm a PETA member, I'm not responsible for, articulating their policy.
Of course.
Only as I know it. But the thing is that no animal can consent to its own exploitation. So that includes being exhibited in a zoo or in a entertainment venue such as a circus.
Okay, I appreciate your feedback so much. That was very clearly articulated. Thank you so much for taking care of the animals that you want to take care of. We appreciate you. And this little guy here is just going crazy. He's all about this. Okay, so we are literally on Phillips Lane, and there are little encampments of protesters on the other side of the street and on this side of the street. I'm going to go ahead and walk across. Might take my life into my hands doing it, because this is not the best street in the world, but I'm going to go ahead and walk across and see. Yeah, and see what's going on over here, because I'd like to talk to some of these guys who are on the other end. One observation I will make is the fact that we were on the other side of the fairgrounds, and I was about to go in the gate when I realized they probably were protesting outside the gate. But it's $10 admission to park, and then you have to pay for the tickets. So I'm thinking, not only are the Coaster Shrine and Circus people benefiting from this, but the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center is hauling in a whole lot of money at $10 a car coming into the circus. Would you like to talk to us about your position here protesting the circus?
I'm just awfully happy to be here.
Tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Dyana Dickey, and I'm from Louisville.
Okay, so what brought you to this this position here at the corner of Phillips Lane at the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center to protest the Shrine Circus?
Adamantly against animal abuse, and that's exactly what it is. It is abusing exotic animals. They're not brought into this world to be treated this way.
So tell me how you got involved. What is your background in learning about circus animals? How did you actually get your information?
Gosh, that's a really good question. It's been so long ago.
So it's something that you followed on a regular basis, and you've done this all your life?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you like to talk to us too? Okay, what's your name?
April.
Hi April, where are you from?
Louisville, here.
All right, so tell me about your experience and background. How did you find out about animals being tortured in circuses?
I guess around 2009, or maybe even a little earlier than that. I just started reading about it. I guess something popped up on the internet or something. I read about it and I just realized that this wasn't right. And also the Shriners are making money off of this, and it's not going to the children, it's going to the fraternity. So I thought, that's just horrible. They're trying to make money pretending like this is going to help kids, but it just goes to the fraternity.
Thank you for that information. We appreciate it. Are you guys you just got here. You're from Louisville too, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so what brought you out today to protest the circus?
We just started trying to do some justice and speak for the animals,
Okay.
for the elephants and all of them that are being abused in there.
Okay, what do you think is going on? I'm curious to know.
They're being beaten into submission, and it's not natural for them to be where they are at all.
These animals, this Shrine Circus website itself says that they take these animals on the road 42 weeks out of a year.
Yeah.
It's not their life that they want to live. It's not where they belong. They're not here to entertain us. I think
They're kidnapped from their babies.
For people to pay for this in this day and age, they can spend their money on much better things, in my opinion.
Okay, so you said the animals are beaten, and I'm curious to know, is this information that you've received from the Shrine website or from other websites? How did you determine that there is abuse going on?
Well, first of all, just them being here alone outside of their habitat is abuse.
Okay.
That's abuse.
All right.
And there's been undercover footage
Okay.
showing that their trainers or whatever making them do this by beating them and torturing them.
Typically, they're stolen at a young age out of the natural habitat and forced into this industry. And then the techniques they use to train them are horrible. It's torture, slavery, abuse. So we're against it.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it. Okay, Wave News has been here and they've done their thing and they're out of here. Looks like we've got a few more protesters. I'd love to talk to some of the folks who are in line. Not sure how we're going to do that without getting run over by a car, but we'll see. I might cross the street and get on the other side where the drivers are and just see if we can catch the attention of a couple of folks who are going into the zoo, into the Shrine Circus, and ask them why. Ask them what their goal is being here and why they want to see the circus. It'll be real interesting to see. Let's just see if I can catch somebody's attention. Ma'am? Would you share with us, I'm just covering this little protest, would you share with us why you're going to the circus today?
I'm not going to the circus.
Oh, you're not going to the circus?
Nope.
Okay, just curious, thank you. All right, let's see what else we got going. Looks like there are a lot of different festivities and activities that are happening at the fairgrounds, so let me just hang out right here. So when we get a red light, we're probably going to be able to grab a couple of folks. It's getting time for the show. The only thing I need to be careful of is probably not being on the property. And I didn't even realize that I had just walked back up there. So looking through my camera, I've got to look where the street is, guys. You don't want to have to pick me up off of the road. All right, let's go talk to these guys for a minute.
Not entertainment. It's enslavement. Not entertainment. It's enslavement. Not entertainment. It's enslavement. Not entertainment. It's enslavement. Not entertainment.
Hey, are you guys local?
I am.
All right. right, tell me what your name is.
Robin Goodman.
All right, why are you out here today with this protest?
Because I don't believe in making animals suffer for any reason.
Okay.
And this is a silly reason to make animals suffer for other people's joy and entertainment.
All right. Describe suffering for me in the words that you guys are using as enslavement, not entertainment.
So, as you've probably seen on the signs around here, these animals don't just do these tricks because they want to or because they're enjoying it. They are brutally beaten to ensure that they do those tricks and that they continue to do those tricks. And so you see chains and hooks and all kinds of essentially tools and weapons, for lack of a better word, that ensure that these animals will do what they're told. It's cruel and it's completely unnecessary in 2019 to continue to use animals for entertainment.
Okay, let me ask this question of you, if you don't mind. Where's the information coming from that the animals are abused? I always like to ask that question. How do people who are protesting know about the abuses?
Definitely. There's a lot of animal rights organizations online. You can quickly find Mercy for Animals, PETA, there's Live Kindly, there's the Save Movement. There's all kinds of activists like us all over the world that are realizing that animals are not for us, they're with us. We don't have to enslave animals in order to eat, to live a happy life, to thrive, to have entertainment. Louisville is such a beautiful city with so many more opportunities to have fun with your family that even cost a lot less than the circus. We don't need to use these animals anymore.
Where should we tell people to go to find out more information about animal abuse in circuses?
Definitely PETA.com or PETA too. I know some people have their qualms with PETA, but they do have tons of documents that they are not the ones that wrote them. They're by government agencies that report abuse on all kinds of animal situations. So you can definitely go there to find any information you need.
Are you local too?
I am local, yes.
Now, does PETA have a big Louisville presence?
I'd like to think so. They're growing in presence, and we are definitely utilize them as a source.
Okay, and who are you affiliated with?
I am affiliated with Ford Radio. We are a local grassroots radio station here that fights for social, environmental justice, and animal rights justice as well. And so also with Anonymous for the Voiceless. So, yeah.
I need to get some Facebook names because I do live casts like this all the time. I'd love to interview you.
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you. Tell me why you're here today.
Because I do not support the abuse and use of animals for entertainment.
And?
I agree with her. Do not support any kind of abuse of animals, especially in circuses where they're tortured and beaten to perform.
All right, and I'm going to catch one more person around the corner here who says, "Stop funding cruelty, go vegan." Are you affiliated with the protest, or are you just a volunteer?
A volunteer.
Yeah. Are you local?
Yes, I'm from Louisville.
Okay, good. Now tell me a little bit about what you know about the circuses from your research and why you're here today.
I'm here today basically for the abuse that is apparent in lots of circuses. And I was kind of shocked actually because I thought bullhooks were illegal in some states, and it's pretty apparent that the circus uses us.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're able to speak to us. Thank you so much. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but I just wanted to get you guys a chance to see what's going on out here at Phillips Lane. The Shrine Circus is here, and it's not really the Shrine Circus, so to speak. It's the circus is contracted by the Shriners. It's called the Carden Circus, C-A-R-D-E-N, if you want to look that up. In my research, I found that they have been fined for numerous violations of animal welfare, and there is also a pretty vivid video of tigers who were in terrible conditions in Wisconsin just 2 years ago, freezing conditions, and who had also been beaten. So it's easy to find on the internet. You can look up animal abuse in circuses and find out more about those things. Also, the Humane Society of the United States, which is an organization that I am very supportive of, as well as the Arrow Fund, all of the rescues in town. Everybody who loves animals is very, very, very dedicated to saving and rescuing as many as we can. And although most of us think about dogs as being saved, like the Aero Fund does, last night they picked up an 11-week-old puppy whose eye had been torn out of its skull by an attack. And they do just tremendous work for dogs, but we also have to think about other animals as well. And these are the literal lions and tigers and bears and the elephants and the monkeys and the snakes and the small dogs and other animals that are used in circuses worldwide. It's good to be aware of the fact that these things happen, and you can make your own decision about whether you approve of it or not, whether you want to take your kids and grandkids to see it, or whether you want to utilize our own natural habitat, Louisville Zoo and Cirque Louis, a bunch of wonderful acrobatic performers to satisfy the need to see those things. So just passing it along. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. I'll see you tonight at the Friends of Metro Animal Services fundraiser trivia night, and I'm also going to be showcasing the opening of the Jewish Film Festival at Bellarmine. So if you haven't bought a ticket yet, go online to Jewish Community Center or JCC, and you probably will be real interested in that particular thing. The Jewish Film Festival is a wonderful addition to Louisville. All right, you guys, thank you so much, and give it some thought, okay? You know, I need to add one more thing before I sign off, and this is important. I have always supported the Shriners and the wonderful work that they do for children, and this is in no way disparaging to them. I just want to say that I wish that they were not affiliated with this particular organization, and I wish that they were not utilizing the money that's taken in, according to research, going to the Shriners Fraternity as opposed to going to Shriners Hospitals or Shriners Children's Services. And if anyone has evidence to the contrary, I'd be happy to consider that, but that's what my research shows, and I'm just really concerned about that connection. But I want everybody to have the opportunity to make up their own minds about it too. So please don't think that by live casting I'm in any way indicting the Shriners organization. The Kosar Shrine is a big part of Louisville, and well, everywhere actually, but a big part of Louisville and a part of Derby Festival. I just feel like their association with a circus that has been fined for so many violations of animal welfare should be reconsidered, and that's my thought for the day. So you guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in to this pop-up Take It from Tara. We'll see you a little bit later tonight. Share it, please.